The governor in his State of the State back in January highlighted and mentioned the concept of a deal or discussions about the Port of Wilmington and a privatization of the port. What that essentially means is that a wholly owned asset by the taxpayer of Delaware could be turned over for a 50-year or longer lease by a private company. Now, there are many questions regarding the employees here, the unions here, the businesses outside the port, and the impact it would have, because the business relationships with the shipping companies today influence and create many employment opportunities outside the gate of the ports. And being here today, we can see the level of activity of trucks in and out of the port, Chiquita, Dole, and many others. So that's the big issue. Looking forward, the Panama Canal by 2014 will likely be widened, and the widening of the Panama Canal will allow large container ships that usually go to the West Coast to locate and travel to the East Coast with their product. So Delaware and the Delaware River and the Port of Wilmington could be a potential site for an expansion of the port. However, there's been a value placed on the port of about $190 million, and yet some have said to me that once the Panama Canal is widened, Delaware becomes more attractive as a port for the heavy container ships, and therefore the value of the Port of Wilmington could double in value, which means the taxpayers would then have an asset valued at $400 million. The management of the port through the Diamond State Port Corporation earns an A+. But now we've reached a point where we're looking at taking the entire port and its land and possibly turning it over to a private company. Now, what that will do, it will remove the state's participation, meaning when we give the port money for infrastructure improvements, the debt does not need to be repaid. When you have a private company come in, they have a lease of the port requiring a monthly payment or an annual payment. On top of that, they may have debt service. They may, I think Alan Levin mentioned a $500 million investment in infrastructure. Well, that's cash or borrowed money out of a bank. The debt needs to be repaid. The interest needs to be repaid. In privatization, sometimes the employees are the first that are considered for cutbacks in operation cost. So we've got a lot of issues. The workforce here is key, and as I had mentioned earlier, the working relationship between the unions here, the port management has been outstanding. We need to continue that growth. The jobs here pay well on an hourly basis. They have benefits, there are pensions available, and any consideration of a new use of the port needs to protect, enhance, and guarantee that we grow the blue-collar jobs here. I mean, my focus, or one of my focuses during my career in the state Senate, has been blue-collar and union. And I have an obligation to continue to do and protect the interests of the union workers here at the port. And they're good-paying jobs, and we all know that they're needed. And we created Bloom down in Newark that'll create an excellent opportunity for both manufacturing and the engineering, the white-collar career employee. Now we need to focus on the Port of Wilmington and a significant growth of blue-collar job opportunities, and do it the right way.